How many of you guys went to school, paid thousands of dollars, and still ended up doing something completely different? Like, let's be honest. Did your degree really prepare you for the life you wanted, or did it just put you in debt? We're talking to the ones who actually followed the rules, guys, that went to school, got the degree, checked off all the boxes, but deep down, you still don't feel fulfilled, right? You feel unfulfilled. Or maybe you're just someone thinking about transitioning careers and that's holding you back. My name is Chrissy,
And I'm George.
and welcome to Married to the Market.
See, most people, they'll put thousands of dollars
Mhm.
chasing a diploma, but what happens is you're just getting a diploma. It's just
Yep,
a piece of paper.
correct.
So how do we correct ourselves or move away from that?
Well, mentorship, honestly, to me is key because it gives you the skill, it gives you the community, and it gives you real accountability. And I think that's where we're falling short on, right? School never provides those type of.
Today, we're going to talk about the difference between the cost of education when you're talking about going to school versus the cost of education when it's life changing when you invest in yourself.
So let's start off with the career student trap, right? Some people become serial students. We all know that person that is in school and continues to go back to school, always enrolled every semester, right? But never evolving. We just feel like if we're in school, it makes us feel like we're doing something or it looks good to the family. We're at a stage where we have to stop that. We really need to narrow down what our wants are, what our desires are, and actually go after something.
And the thing is, you're confusing movement with progress. Just because someone is going to school, that means that they feel
Mhm.
like, you're making progress in life. You still have to go through certain things. And a lot of times when you see trade versus going to school, you go to school and you get a paper or diploma said you completed something, but the real skill comes with you actually doing something.
Absolutely. And nowadays, there's a lot of professors, teachers, as you would say, that are actually not even doing that profession. They're
Yeah.
just going from a textbook. Somebody handed them a paper and they're just trying to teach you off of that. They have no real life skill. And I have a problem with that
Yeah.
because if I'm in business, I need somebody who actually has a business and ran a business to be able to tell you not what you think in a textbook. And that is where people are getting lost in the sauce or not getting to where they need to get to because they think that it's like a textbook. And when you come out in the real world, it's completely different.
Yeah, it's like spending years of doing something,
Hmm.
learning the whole process, but never actually experiencing it. And that's where you see, teachers are coming in right now.
Yeah.
You'll see professors come in and they'll just finish college. They
Yeah.
get their master's degree and now they're coming right in to teach the
And they're
same
starting
thing,
younger and younger.
but they never actually experienced the workforce,
Mhm.
opening a business, running a company for them to actually teach you hands-on things. So it's just all along during this process. A lot of times it could just be theory.
You can't keep studying your way, guys. Sometimes we got to make a choice. We got to take action. And it's necessary because if you want to see change, you got to do something different. Like you literally have to remember that nothing is going to change if you don't change. So I kind of want to go into no real return on investments. And the reason why I'm saying that is because degrees can cost tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars, yet doesn't guarantee any income
No,
or happiness at all.
no, it don't. Think about it. You went to school,
I did go to school.
you graduated.
I sure did. But you have to realize that even though I got a degree, right? I have marketing and management, double majored. Honestly, guys, what is taught is so outdated, really. And it's not real life. So
No,
as much as you soak up knowledge, you're not applying anything. So when you get out there, it really isn't. And I'm kind of happy. Personally, there's a story where my management teacher was like, listen, don't continue on. Go out in the real world and see if this is what you really need. Because
yeah,
he obviously knew that
yeah.
this was a trap.
And the thing is, people will spend time
Mhm.
in unrelated stuff that they work on. So they'll spend time doing marketing, but when they come out of school, they never did marketing. They actually working doing something
Mhm.
else. So that's the crazy thing about when you go to school or when people go to school, right? For me, I went to school for electrical engineering. Ask me what they do. I don't know.
Done.
I don't know. I'm a college dropout, but
And a proud one at it.
I'm a proud one. So there's times where people go to school, but they end up doing something completely different than what they go to school for.
Correct. Like we do options trading and we do this full time. And people have to realize like There's so much possibilities,
Mhm.
right? There's freedom, right? You're getting your time back, flexibility, and all of this can be done in months. I'm not saying that going to school for 4 years is not it. There are some degrees that require you
Absolutely.
to be in school. You
Absolutely.
also have to realize the times that we're living in are changing.
Very much
Whereas
so.
AI is taking a lot of people's job. Back then, when you started school 4 years ago, you thought you were safe. Copywriter, marketing,
Editing.
business, all of that. Whereas
Mhm.
now things are changing at speed of light, like
Yep.
faster than you can even keep up with, where you feel like your job is in danger. Some people did get laid off because a lot of companies are going towards the AI
I
model.
mean, just for example,
Mhm.
right? Tyler Perry
Oh, yeah.
had a whole production team, right?
Yeah.
And just because
He
of
was ready to do a
AI,
new studio or something.
just because of AI,
Yep.
he now says, "Listen, this can
Slash it.
create the movie." Think about those people that lost out on jobs just by that alone. That's just one example, right? There's now you're talking about Walmart just came out with something to where they want to incorporate AI inside their business. You have McDonald's that are doing, there's some McDonald's that just have complete AIs that's running those
Yeah.
stores. Think about the jobs that are being replaced.
Chefs are being replaced.
Doctors are being replaced.
Yeah,
Are we
that's
good?
crazy.
So now when you're thinking about it, it's like, what are you doing that's necessary to keep up not only with technology, but also to put yourself in a position where you can't be replaced?
How I see it is that a lot of people will spend 4 years going to school because that's what society tells us to do.
Mhm.
Go to school, get that degree, get that great job. Most of our parents have said that to us, right? But then they hesitate to take 6 months to get into a skill that can actually change your life forever. That blows my mind. You'll spend 4 years, spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then decide, I don't want to do this, but can't lock in to learn something for a period of time that can change their life. No one can take that away from you.
And then you're stuck with a bill on top of that.
Oh, that part, right? Because now you got student loans. That's a
Yeah.
whole nother story.
But now you're stuck with a bill. You get
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's like a trap in a sense. If you're going to school for a specific reason, know that when you're choosing that career, it's something that you truly want to do, but you can't be easily replaced,
Yeah.
right? But for people now, it's like with AI and the evolvement of AI, it's like, yo, you have to think about how can I get ahead in this game, right?
Hmm.
What kind of skills cannot be replaced by
Correct.
AI? Or with your knowledge and your expertise, you
Mhm.
can actually make AI better.
I don't want anyone to feel that we're saying that school is bad, right? I
No.
just want to let you know that sometimes it gets outdated very quickly and you change your mind. Obviously, if you're watching this video, it's either because you're at a transition in life where you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, or you're at a stage like, I'm trying to just figure out life, which direction to go. I don't like my 9 to 5. I want to try something new, but I'm unsure. This is who we're speaking to today. I kind of want to go into the next point that I have here, which is lack of real world accountability.
Mhm.
School gives you grades, but it doesn't give you growth,
Yeah.
right?
And nobody's checking to see if you actually apply the knowledge
You
that
get
you
a
do.
test, right?
Yep.
There's a test, you pass, move to the next level. That's it. But did you really learn it? Can you
Yeah.
really apply it in real time right now? We all think we can
Mhm.
until it gets down to it. Just like our mentees, like, oh, I think I got, but when it starts, oh my gosh, I really need you to hold my hand throughout this
Yeah.
process. I really need accountability. I need somebody to tell me where I'm messing up. How can I improve? Those things truly matter.
Yeah, because with mentorship, it gives you the real life situation, right?
Mhm.
Real accountability in real time,
Exactly.
right? Actually learning while you're going through the process. When I was in college, I remember going to classes. And when I go to classes, it's like, okay, you have a test. Sometimes the teacher doesn't know your name.
Yeah, you're just a number.
They don't know your name. Most of the time, the teachers weren't teaching,
Yeah,
it was TAs teaching us.
that part.
So you have to think about it. But now, when I was paying thousands of dollars to sit in an auditorium full
Mhm.
of hundreds of people, spending thousands of dollars for that, that's just one class. And we spend months in there. I walked out learning nothing.
You
Like
can't even apply.
anything that I don't even remember what I, it's, but that's just me. But the crazy thing is, there's thousands, if not millions of people just like myself. When they first start out, it's like, all right, I would like to do this as a career. But then afterwards, you find yourself in a situation where and it might not be the thing that you enjoy to do. But when you take up something that you actually can learn, that somebody's keeping you accountable, an actual skill that you could use within a certain amount of time, whether it's a 6 week, a 1 year, or a few months that you could actually lock in and learn the skill that can change your life forever. And not only your life, but you could turn around and teach your kids, you could teach your family, you could become a mentor yourself. That's life changing on its own.
What I love about mentorships in general versus regular school education is that you're learning from doers. You're not just learning
Mhm.
from teachers, and that's
Yeah.
really the big difference. I want somebody that's been there. Why would I want to take advice from somebody getting a paycheck from being here versus somebody that's actually making the money that I want to make, doing what I want to do? I see them doing it every single day versus a teacher. It's like, here's your test, go study this book. No, that's
Could
like
it
trying to piece information together.
Do you think it could be fear? Because now when you're taking on mentorship, you know that you actually have to do something versus when you're going to a class or a school,
I think it's
you're n
both. Society trains us to do that, right? They let us know that, oh, you got to go back to school because if you want a job, they're going to require that you have a bachelor's or a master's. If everybody is doing it, they want you. That's why they keep making the education higher and higher. And half the time, you don't even really need an education for that particular position.
no.
They could have just mentored you. They could
Yeah.
have just said, "You know what? Come in here. Are you willing to learn? Let's go." But they want everybody to get education. Think about it, man. You're going into debt before you even get started in life
Yeah.
sometime.
Yeah.
That
It's
part, and I'm sitting on a reflective tip, just thinking about, yes, we're done with that era of our life. But regardless, there's somebody at an
but there's
older age
people
that's considering.
right now that are about to make that decision.
Correct.
Do I go back? Because you have people that will say, "Oh, you know what? Let me go back to school and
Yeah.
figure it out because I just got replaced by this job. So let me go back to school." But what are you going back to school for? Because you're gonna, if anything, you're going back to school, but now you're gonna probably be replaced again by the same thing. And when you go to school, think about it. I remember going to school and I never graduated, but I remember going to a lot of graduations, and you'll have hundreds of people walking across stage
Yeah.
getting the same exact degree,
Correct.
exact thing,
Town. Yeah.
right? So how many people are hiring, marketing
Yeah.
agent? Like
Well,
like
you have friends that went to school for electrical engineering. We went and we supported them, and they were waitressing or doing something else to make money because they couldn't find a job. As the world evolves, it's going to get slimmer and
crazy,
slimmer
but yes.
because what end up going to really happen is they're going to have one or two top people
Mhm.
just to manage all this AI stuff, and they're going to weed out the rest. We wanted to take a quick break and say thank you guys so much for watching this video. Did you know that 80% of the people that are watching this video are not subscribed? And you might be one of those people just as well. And if you are, do us a favor and click that subscribe button and join us on this journey. Watching this video, that means you might be interested in options trading. I'm not sure if this is for you, but I wanted to let you know that George and I have a 6-week mentorship called Married to the Market. We'll be teaching you everything about options trading and holding your hand throughout this process. If that sounds like something that you would be interested in, make sure you pause this video and check the description because we're going to be putting all the information that you need and to see if you're qualified for this. So if this is something that you want, we would love to have you guys in the Married to the Market family. So guys, let's go ahead and jump back into the video
Mhm.
because now you have AI agent. You have this, you have that. The world is evolving so fast. I can't even keep my mind around it. But that's where we have to start shifting the mindset. Education is valuable to a point, but the execution is what really changes lives. It's one
Yeah.
thing to consume, but you got to execute at the same time. So if you're doing mentorship, it's got to be something that you're learning and earning at the same time, or it's pointless in my eye.
Well, you can do mentorship to learn a process, right? You could
Correct.
you could
But
do
somebody
mentorship.
needs to be showing you this process.
Right.
So if you're saying, okay, if it's not trading and it's an actual business, right? And you're setting up your store and you're putting together, did you make a sale from it?
Yeah.
We have to stop just getting into things and consuming information. We have to start actually applying what we learn and actually executing it. I want to see everybody thrive. That's why I'm so passionate about this because it doesn't take away from me teaching other people options. Because at
No,
the end of the day,
you make it
when the
funny
target
regardless.
hits, the target hits.
Yeah,
Everybody
body
can
being.
eat,
Yeah,
right? So it doesn't take away from that. Whereas some things people like, oh, I don't want to tell them because it might affect my
my
business.
business.
It doesn't affect my business if you get into options or not, or if
It
you
not.
trade or not.
It does
Shoot,
not.
50 bucks could take the same trade and everybody can eat off of that.
Yeah.
right? So you have to think about it in that perspective,
Mm,
all about execution. I like holding people's hand and teaching others certain things.
yeah, and that's real.
I get passionate about things, guys.
That's real right there because if you're starting a business, you would like to learn certain things,
Correct.
right? If someone goes to school and they want to learn about business, you're going to join a curriculum and you're going to do accounting for one, then you're going to do, marketing,
Yeah.
then you're going to do all this other stuff, but they don't teach you. You might learn about balance in your books, bookkeeping, all that stuff in school, right? But when you get out in the real world, you actually have to learn how to do it.
Program.
Apply it.
But even coders, right? Now there's systems that are giving you codes that you don't even need to learn how to handwrite codes anymore.
Yeah.
Things are changing and evolving so fast. So most people don't need another degree, really. They just need direction. You just need to be told this is what we do, this is how we go, this is the game plan, right? You need some type of direction, some type of guidance so you can get to the results that you want. You want to have more time with your kids, you want to go on more vacations, you want a little bit less stress. I'm not telling you to quit your job, right?
Yeah.
Because we have mentees that, and be honest with you, 90% of them are working a full-time job and still
And
doing
our
it for an
business
hour,
owners.
and business owners and are
Yeah.
doing it for 1 hour
Out of their day.
before they even make their job money. But I'm just saying that
You
you
have to
need
know your why you're doing
correct.
it.
That
You
why is gonna hold you.
why that why is gonna keep you accountable,
Yeah.
right?
But also school is not teaching you the emotional part. It doesn't teach you about emotional control, how to have discipline. It's not going over all of that or how to manage money properly. Trading does it all.
Yeah, the financial literacy of it,
It
right?
does it all.
Just invest in period. When you're talking about options trade, you have long-term investment, you have short-term investment,
Correct.
right? So you can learn the different approach to investing,
Mhm.
but also it's like it's a skill that you can get up literally and you don't have to clock into a 9 to 5. You could literally get up and sit down for a couple hours, whether it's an hour, whether it's 2 hours with us, it's an hour and a half maximum,
The
right? We start
max.
at 9:30, we end at 11.
Yeah.
And within that time frame, we make our money
Today we were done in 30 minutes.
in
We
30
did 3
minutes.
trades. They all hit 30 minutes. We were downstairs making breakfast and on a live, hanging out and laughing.
Yeah, in 30 minutes. So that right there, you get back your time. So now
Correct.
you can do certain things with that. You save time instead of you going to a 9 to 5. Now you could say, with that time that I have, I can now work on a business because now I'm making the money. I can do something else. Or it could free up your time to say, I can go to my kids' game. I could go to be a coach. I can do
Mm,
whatever I want to do. I can work out. Now I have the time to work out.
yeah.
There's different things, but you have to know your why when you're starting. Mentorship, I feel like people a lot of times don't take it as serious because it's easier for them to pay an institution
Yeah.
than it is to pay
Because
someone
we were
directly,
brainwashed.
that actually experienced what you
Somebody
need,
you connected with.
experience the success that you want, right?
The
To
failures that you don't want.
the failures that you don't want, right? To get you where you need to be.
Correct.
But it's easier to pay an institution than the actual person.
Yeah, that's why I believe mentorship isn't just a skill, it's learning yourself throughout this process. Are you disciplined? Are you focused? Are you committed? You're going to learn who you truly are when it comes to options trading. And so I feel like mentorship wins versus formal education. You know, just modern day education really got to be mentorship. Like even going back to old school, right? Plumbers and electricians, and then you have somebody that follow along with you and they're learning. Those people go out and they start their own and thrive. You don't have to depend on a piece of paper for somebody to tell you if you
If you
qualify, if you
qualify or
don't,
not.
right? So it's hands-on, skill-based, and experience-driven. And that's why I prefer mentorship over just the regular college education. I've done both. I have mentors for different aspects of my life. I invest in myself because the best investment you will ever make is in yourself. Nobody can take that knowledge away from. I feel I have learned more from my mentors than I've learned any formal education, and I will never take that
Listen, some of the times you look back at it and be like, just like earlier, I said, I don't remember nothing that I did in
in the
school.
formal education, right?
I never use anything. Now, not saying that I wouldn't, what's that periodic table? You
Yeah.
remember a periodic table? They make you study that,
Because
right?
they
They
don't know
make
which
you,
direction you're
now,
going, so
now,
they're trying to tell you
now,
everything.
I'm not saying that The people that need to know it
Yeah, of
don't know.
course.
You get what I'm saying? The people that are scientists, they need to know that stuff. But
Yeah.
I didn't want to be no scientist. Why do I need to learn the periodic table? You get what I'm saying? So
Wasting money on certain things.
so those are the things, and they make it certain courses in college to begin with. They
Prerequisite.
make it prerequisite that you have to take,
Yeah.
and you will never use it.
Yeah.
So for me, it's why not go directly to the source?
Yep.
If you want to be a successful business owner or a mechanic, like I'm not saying there's certain things that's not required you to go to school for,
Uh-huh.
right? But the thing is, when people see themselves investing in mentorship, it's a lot more difficult for them to do because they're like, yo, am I gonna get the results? But
But
in a
you gotta
sense,
show up and do the work, right? When you go to college, you still have to show up and do the
yep.
work. We can't be lazy as a society. We have to put in the work.
Mhm.
Nothing changes if nothing changes. That is my tagline. If you want success, you need to show up. You need to come to the sessions. You need to do what you need to do and lock in, as my son always say, for that period of time. Because you learn faster when you start to apply things immediately. You're not just soaking up the information. How are you applying what you wrote down in these notes? It's cool to write your notes, but you need to take action.
Yeah.
That's really it. So it does fit alongside your full-time job, right? You don't have to quit to change your whole life. Take things in steps, increments. I'm not telling you to go quit your job tomorrow. You do increments until you're comfortable, until you say, you know what? I got choices.
But it's like anything. When you're starting up, if you're currently working,
Mhm,
right? And you have if you want to start something, you
mhm.
start a side job. You won't leave your job until you know that the side job is making enough money as
To
the current
sustain
job,
you.
right?
Correct.
It's the same concept, but you have to put time into that side hustle that you're doing, whatever side hustle it is. If you're doing something that you truly don't love, there's a lot of people that are doing things that they truly don't love. When they say, listen, you know what? I want to make a difference. Well, how are you going to make that difference? How are you going to be able to take your family on vacations? How are you going to be able to buy the house? How are you going to be able to save for retirement if you're not doing certain things? The job that they might have right now is not providing that for them. So you have to develop a skill or something that able to make you get there.
Correct. Information is everywhere, but who has time to be piecing things together? The transformation happens when guidance applies with it. You need to have the guidance. At this point, we know that education does not equal transformation. Mentorship gives you action, direction, and
Mhm.
accountability.
Yeah.
So we just need to start where we are. You don't have to have permission. Nobody needs to give you permission, okay? I can't say that loud enough. You got to make decisions for yourself. At this point, you're at a pivotal road in your life and you need to know like, is this what I want to do?
Because at the end of the day, you're investing in something that you know can pay off in the long run.
Correct.
You just got to lock in. You got to put the time in. Anything that you're doing that requires you to be great, you have to put time in. You have to be disciplined, but also you're going to need the right people around you. You're going to need to know the right
Community.
processes so you could get there. But don't be afraid to take that step. Don't be afraid to take the leap. And with us, we like to push people off cliffs.
We hold everybody accountable. This is about building a skill that's going to pay you for life. I had to tell that to a mentee today. You need a change. You have to put it in gear. You have to want it bad. This is not a degree that's going to expire or go outdated. This is something you can do on a daily basis. You can do it every day. You could do it once a week. You could do it once a month, depending on if you want to be a day trader or a swing trader. You have to figure that part out. But at the end of the day, nothing changes if nothing changes. And if you want to make a decision today, everything can change. All you have to do is make that decision that enough is enough and it's time for a change.
And a lot of times people wait till it's really painful, right?
Yeah.
When they're sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's when the change happens.
Yeah.
But why wait? Why put yourself in that shoes,
Yeah.
right? If someone knows that they want a change and they need a change, a lot of times people wait till it gets hard or they're back against the wall.
Mhm.
Why wait till that time comes before you make that change?
Exactly. I mean, that's what we've been talking about throughout this whole thing is formal education versus mentorship. It's not only options, but any type of mentorship. You have to figure out what that point is. But if you are open into learning options trading and you want a community that's not only consistent, but one that's going to hold your hand throughout this process. We invite you and the results to back it up. Okay.
Yeah.
You can always go into our Discord. You can check our Profit Flex, testimonials, things of that nature. But we invite you to come along on this journey with us, married to the market, right? This is what we do full time. And you got to find somebody that's doing what you're doing full time. They love what they're doing. You could feel the passion off of us. If you are interested, go ahead, fill out the application. The link is in the bio below, and maybe you know someone that is. Share this video with them. I do want to know, where are you at this stage in your life? Comment below, let us know, and let's get it, guys.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.